Recording. And we are recording. So we're going to minimize this. All right. Hello, Science 8 students. Here we are. We're talking about the periodic table scavenger hunt. You received this via email yesterday. Consisted of 10 questions. How many protons does one atom of sulfur have? What is this chemical symbol for tin, and so on? Not Tim, tin. Yes, the symbol for gold. Period. So this is really just getting you familiar with the periodic table of elements and just how to find things. So here's the periodic table of elements that I sent out to you. We have 118 elements on the periodic table. Element number 1 starting up here, hydrogen. And so we want to go through these things. So the question is, how many protons? Well, protons, we have protons, neutrons, and electrons. And protons are positive, neutrons are neutral, and then we have electrons that have a negative charge. These are heavy and are in the nucleus, and these are light and sort of fill out the atom. All right, so when we take a look at this, here's the key to the cell for each of the periodic tables. So we have the atomic number, we have the symbol, we have the name, we have the atomic mass, and then the ion charges that are there. So if we're taking a look at sulfur, we first have to find sulfur. And so here's sulfur way over on the right-hand side. And this information within the square tells us about the element sulfur. Now, how did I know it was there? Years of practice of working with the periodic table. You will sometimes have in a data booklet a listing, an alphabetical listing of elements that helps you find these things. But just, as you get used to using it. And really, most of the work of the periodic table that we deal with is going to be dealing with this upper section and really towards the top. In fact, we often talk about the first 20 elements as being the representative elements from 1 to 20. And these are the elements that most often we use. They're common and they follow the rules nicely and so on. All right, so here we are talking about the protons. Well, nowhere on here does it talk about protons. So then we have to remember that protons is equal to the atomic number. The number of protons is the atomic number. The number of protons, the atomic number, defines the atom. Every one of the atomic numbers of each element on here is unique. No one else has an element number 49 or an element number 30. If we could change an element 30 to have 31 protons, an atomic number of 31, we would then have gallium and not zinc. So how many protons does sulfur have? We look at the square for sulfur. We see this 16 as the atomic number. So sulfur has 16 protons. That's the answer there. All right, question number 2. What is the chemical symbol for tin? Here again, then we need to be able to find the element of tin. And as we go through and we can read the names going through, make sure you don't miss them, here we have tin. Now, you might have looked and saw, hey, this element over here is Ti. That must be tin, right? Well, no, the symbol for tin is Sn. Now you might wonder, where did Sn come from? S is before T, N, and it just doesn't seem to make any sense, does it? The symbol Sn comes from the word stannous. And I believe that this is a Latin term. Latin is an old language. No one really uses it directly any longer, but it was the language of science. Scientists would know Latin and they would often use Latin. And so we see that in symbols such as lead with Pb and silver, Ag, argenta, and so on. So we have Sn, which is tin, the chemical symbol for tin. And so we just had to find it. There's our Sn. Now notice that for all of these symbols, ignoring these ones through here that have 3 letters, they're always having one or two letters. The first letter is always a capital, and then lowercase if there's two letters. And that is really something that you need to remember when it comes to chemical symbols. The first letter will always be capitalized, or if it's a lone letter, it will be capitalized. The second letter is always lowercase. What is the symbol for gold? Well, so we have to go through and find gold, and here we find gold right here. And so gold in Latin was known as aurum. And so the symbol for gold is a U. I just want to point out right above gold is silver. And silver has the symbol AG, and that comes from Argenta. Again, a Latin word. Well, in BC, there is a town called Argenta. That's actually a town name. And there used to be a mine near our town of Argenta. What do you think they mined there? Silver. So anyways, just understanding these. So the symbol for gold is AU. There's our symbol. All right. In which period would you find Mercury? Remember, periods go across. So we have the first period, which has only two elements in it, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Those are the three periods. These elements here aren't in 8 and 9. They actually fit into the periodic table here. You don't really need to worry about that, but recognize we've got these 7 periods. So this was taking a look at the period for Mercury. So we have to find Mercury. Well, here is Mercury on our periodic table. Hg, the symbol for Mercury, I know, it can be difficult sometimes. And so then we take a look at the period, and we come across over to here, and so we see that it's period 6. All right, continue on here. What is iron's atomic mass rounded to tenths? Iron, well, first of all, we need to find iron. And as we go through, here's iron right here. Okay, and there's iron, we got 26, Fe, iron 58.5, 3 plus and 2 plus. Well, as we look up to our key, it's talking about atomic mass. Oh, here we have atomic mass. It's the lowest number. So the atomic mass, I'm just reading it off the periodic table, is 55.8. And we can say that's the atomic mass for iron. There again, iron's symbol is Fe, and that sometimes you'll hear the word ferrous or ferric, and those are related words, again Latin, but that's where iron comes from. What element has 47 protons? Well, 47 protons is the atomic number. Yeah, so we go through here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't have to go that way. We come down here, here's element number 47. And what element has 47 protons? Silver. Ag. All right, and what is the name of the element with atomic number 82? Okay, again, atomic number, well, here we have atomic number. We go through, we can skip down to 72, 104, 89. Hold on, 72, 104. Oh, here's 82. I thought it was lower down. So here's element 82. And we can see 82 is lead, Pb. And what element is a metal with 104 electrons? We've got ion charges. That can be dealing with electrons. Where's the electrons? Well, remember that the number of protons equals the number of electrons for a neutral atom. If there is no charge, these are going to be the same. So if we're looking for 104 electrons, we can just say 104 protons. And so we can come down here and say, well, here's element 104, and that is Rutherfordium. Now, if you're paying attention, well, we talked about Thomson, we talked about, well, Dalton, we talked about Dalton, Thomson, Rutherford, and Bohr. This element, Rutherfordium, is named for Ernest Rutherford, who gave us so much information in terms of the makeup, the gold foil experiment, the makeup of the atom, and so on. He was honored to have by having an element named after him. There's not one called Daltonium or anything, but there is a borium. I'm just looking for it. Yeah, see, I don't even know where all of them are. Oh, boron. That could be named for Bohr. I thought there would be an H. Oh, here it is, borium, 107, and it makes sense to be in 107. So actually, Rutherfordium, borium, hasmium, yttrium, can't quite make out some of these ones. These are just temporary names. And seaborgium, these were named for people who were quite influential in the development of atomic theory and so on. Meitner did a lot of work of understanding the makeup and modeling what the makeup of the nucleus would be like with the protons and the neutrons there. And hasmium, I forget who that was. Seaborgium was involved in the development of the atomic bomb and really what the periodic table looks like. Very, very influential. All right, and here we come. What is the atomic mass of silver? Well, we've already seen silver. Silver was element number 47. And so here we see the atomic mass of silver. The atomic mass is that bottom number, 107.9. Now, some of you might be saying, 107.9 what? Is that kilograms, grams, whatever? Well, sometimes we'll talk about 107.9 AMU, atomic mass units. Other times, if you come to Chem 11, we'll talk about the atomic mass of silver, or we'll talk as being 107.9, and we'll use the units grams per mole. And you don't need to worry so much about what these are, but just recognize that with the same number, there can be alternate units. This would be the mass of one atom. So this would be a very, very small value. This is the mass of a mole of atoms. And a mole of atoms is a huge number of atoms, but it's a huge number of atoms, but it still represents a small quantity of that. And in which group is potassium? So we have periods that go this direction. And we have groups that go up and down. So first of all, we need to find potassium. Here's potassium way over here. The symbol for potassium is a K. And which group is it in? Well, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 18. So this would be like the group number there. So we can say that it's in group 1. Some of the groups have names. So this group 1 is called the alkali metals. Group 2, alkaline earth metals, and we have the halogens, and we have the noble gases over here. So really we only have, for our purposes, 4 groups that are named, but either of these answers would be perfectly correct. And that's it. Well, have a great day. Today, yeah. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.